So this is a follow-up. This is a follow-up to the part one about becoming a contractor video I've made. Um, I could talk about this, hours and hours, because it's, an important favorite subject. Money, empowerment. It's something I really like to talk about. So a few things I left out, or perhaps I didn't, outline as I should have. So, in relation to becoming a contractor, I think first thing to say is when you start, you know, you move from from permanent roles to being or working as a contractor. The most important thing when you start is that you actually get your first contract over the line, and you have this first experience, and not so much the day rate. I mean, obviously, day rate is important. Don't get me wrong. The higher the day rate, or the hourly rate, the more your income. However, when you first start, what's more important is your first experience, because you can easily build on that, and you can easily change your day rate after that. You can always demand, ask for a higher rate in your next contract after that. So I want to make sure that I explain this, because many people sometimes they get hung up on how much can I make, how much can I make. You can easily increase your day rate from one contract to another in a few years. You can earn more than double, more than triple, more than 4 times, and sky is the limit really. Your last permanent role, annual income. So I want to make that clear. Then I think the other point I wanted to make sure I actually outline is, if you're thinking of becoming a contractor, to stay a contractor, for the rest of your career, your professional career, I think that's a bit of a limited view, and perhaps a missed opportunity, and you may be playing too small. So what my point here is that usually becoming a decision to becoming a contractor or consultant, um, as a business owner operator, it's just you, one man or one woman band. It's always driven by money, or other external circumstances, and that's how it starts, right? But after a while, if you're like me and many others like us, you start to think, okay, so I've done this, I can run a business, I understand financial statements, I can deliver value to clients. I want to go bigger than this. I want to have, proper company, other people, delivering the work besides me. Or, I want to, have my total turnover be, in the millions, right? Not in the hundreds of thousands. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, if you have a bigger drive, bigger ambition, and you're going somewhere, you feel in your heart, you're meant to do, something bigger, better with your life than, staying an employee and working for somebody else on their own, requirements forever, then contracting is the perfect stepping stone. It's like you'll be doing that for a while until everything aligns, and you'll be something much great. You'll be doing something much greater than this, something much bigger. So that's my point. So if you're thinking of going contracting just to get paid more, yes, that's still a good idea. You definitely will get paid more, but you'll also obviously manage some other risks, or stress, as I explained in my previous video. Sometimes, not all the time. But perhaps you really need to consider if you really want to go contracting just to stay contracting for the rest of your career, or you want to continue as a permanent employee, which perhaps provides more safety. And you can always move from one role to another as a permanent employee, and you can get promotions and all that. So you sort of if your ambition you want to earn more, there are other ways to earn more staying in permanent employment and getting career advancement that way than taking the risks of becoming a contractor if it's just to continue to work as a contractor on your own for the long term. But these are just my opinions on based on my lived experience. Obviously, every person is different. We are all different. And that's great. We want diversity. That's great. We want that. So, what else I wanted to talk about? Right. Yeah. Another important point is, what I found is there are typically two type of contractors I come across. One type of contractor is the one who is doing the same type of job from one contract to another. So they're like a niche. They have a niche experience and they only know that and they only can do that or they only want to do that, and as such they only get roles in that particular niche experience they have. And then the other type of contractor I come across is well, actually that's me. There may be others like me, I'm sure of that, but obviously I can speak from experience, is people who they like to increase their knowledge and experience because they understand that ultimately their experience and knowledge drives their value in the market, right? So they want to know more, they want to have more experience in many different fields. They can be complementary fields, because they want to increase the value they can bring in their to their clients in their next contracts, and therefore that means an increased rate for them, higher earnings for them. So so for example, I've been doing work in regulatory compliance, and then sorry, it was first investment compliance. Before then it was investments, really it was fund management. But then I worked in investment compliance, and then I worked in regulatory compliance, and then I worked in risk management, and then I worked in program management within risk and compliance. And I'm continuing doing non-executive director roles and a bunch of other stuff. So as you see, I have a lot of diversity already, in my experience, and then I can cover different roles. That's one thing. So whenever there are opportunities, I can cover different roles because I've had that experience. I have the knowledge. But also somebody who is looking at two different profiles and sees, look, this person has done this, this, and this, and has different and diverse knowledge, but this person has only done this. Sometimes you might come across people who really want to get someone who is more rounded, more experienced. Other people really prefer to hire for niche experience, and I guess you'll find there are benefits to both. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So there's no right or wrong, but I found from my experience, and I'm looking forward to hear what other people say, is always a good thing to have a diversity of knowledge and experience in your career, and to show some growth as well in seniority of roles. So basically I just wanted to say that another thing about the day rate. So if somebody is on the same rate for a number of years in a row, obviously outside of unusually bad economic circumstance like what we're living right now, then I think the person is not really aiming high enough. That's my takeaway. I mean, me personally, I'm always about increasing the bottom line. So obviously there's always compromise in life, but at the end of the day I want to make sure this year is better than last year, and next year is going to be better than this year, and that goes for everything, not just my income, my professional life, my career, my business, personal life, and all that. It's that's one of my principles, one of my goals in life, is to do better, be better, So these are some of my thoughts which I want to make sure I cover because they were not covered in part one. So this is part two. And if you have any comments, you have any questions, you're a contractor yourself or thinking of becoming one, and you have your own experience or vision you want to share, please leave your comments in the comments. And if I see anything interesting, I'll probably make a follow-up video on this, call it part 3.